If you are someone who needs help but you struggle with asking for help, I'm going to read you a section of my book, Going Through Trials with God. You can find it on Amazon. But I'm a mom who needed a lot of help as a single mom who was walking through shaken baby syndrome with my daughter. And so I have a lot of experience with asking for help. And even though I was that person who did not want to do that at all, I had to learn how to do that because it doesn't really come naturally. So in my book, I talk about that experience, and I also give you some questions to ask yourself. So ask yourself, do I struggle with asking for help? First thing that you need to do is acknowledge, like, yeah, I struggle with that. What can I do to fix that? And what can I do to make this the best case scenario, even though I'm going through something hard? And so am I holding on to any limited beliefs around asking for help? You might be limiting yourself by saying something like, asking for help is bad, or asking for help makes me a weak person. That's a limiting belief. You need to let go of that belief and, move on from it so that you can get the help that you need and maybe your kids need. And so, if so, where do those limiting beliefs come from? You can ask yourself that. Like, where did I even pick this up at? We hold on to a lot of beliefs that it's like, where did that even come from? Did someone say that on the TV, on a fake TV show? Did someone say that to you at a young age, like your parents, like you shouldn't need help, blah, 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 you're this age, don't ask for help. Discover that about yourself. Where are you getting those beliefs so that you can let it go and move on and say, yeah, that wasn't a good place to get that belief from. So am I asking God for his help in my situation? He's always going to be there to help you, and he's always going to be there to put people in your life that is going to help you. But like we said, if you have those limiting beliefs, then you're limiting God also in the way that he can help you, because if you're going to say no because you think that help makes you weak, for example, then God's not going to be able. God is able to do all things, but if he sends you help and you reject that help, then he tried. Okay, so what is one thing you can ask for help with right now? Get used to that, practice that muscle of asking for help. The worst thing that can happen is someone say no, and the more that you hear no, the easier it's going to be to take no, in some cases. And so, just think of asking for help as, like, if you're afraid of that rejection, think of it as like, well, the worst thing someone can do is say no, and that might upset me, that might hurt my feelings for a while, but I will get over it. And so there's not going to be that much harm in asking for help. And then how will I benefit from asking for help? So if you focus on like the outcome of, you need help with whatever it is, maybe it's your kids, then focus on that benefit of, man, if this person says yes, if I reach out and say, hey, I need some help in the evenings with my kids, whatever it is, and they say yes, this is going to be basically like life-changing. It's going to let me do this and this and this, and whatever it is that you're needing to do or need help with. And if you focus on that instead of focusing on, well, they might say no, or asking for help makes me weak, but you focus on, well, what do I get out of asking for help? And that's going to help motivate you to actually ask for that help. Okay, so I don't want you to feel bad about asking for help if you truly need it. And that's one thing that as a single mom to a special needs child, I had to get over, and I've carried that with me. I still ask for help when needed now that I'm in a better place and not worried so much about all that, as far as like being a special needs mom. But now I have 3 babies under 3 years old. I'm about to have another one. And so yeah, asking for help is something that I had to get used to. I had to get used to rejection. I've been rejected before, like, no, I can't help you. And sometimes that can be upsetting, but you'll just move on from it, and you'll find someone or some way to get the help that you need, and it will benefit you. So I hope that this was helpful. You can find more of the advice that I have from my time as a special needs mom, going through shaken baby syndrome, all of that in my book, which you can find on Amazon by typing in Sierra Cook.